Hi everyone, and welcome. Today we're going on a fantastic journey. Not to some faraway place, but right inside our own bodies. We're going to uncover the amazing secret process of how our body actually deals with the medicines we take.
Just think about it. You pop a pill for a headache, and somehow your body just knows what to do to make the pain go away. It almost feels like magic, right? Well, it's not magic, but it is a super clever biological process. It's called biotransformation.
So, let's start with our body's chemical challenge, meeting the xenobiotics. See, you have to understand, our bodies are always, constantly facing a chemical challenge from everything around us. And these foreign substances, which we'll call xenobiotics, have to be dealt with. And thankfully, our body has a really smart system for it.
Okay, so what exactly are these xenobiotics? It sounds like a heavy word, I know, but the idea is actually very simple. It comes from the Greek word xenos, which just means foreign. So, xenobiotics are basically any foreign chemical substances, like the drugs we take, that aren't nutrients for the body. Simple as that.
So what's the main goal for the body? What's the main funda here? Well, most drugs are lipid soluble, fat soluble. This means they can get stuck in our body's fatty tissues. So the body's number one job is to convert them into water-soluble forms. And why is that? It's simple. Once they can dissolve in water, they can be flushed out of our system very easily. That's the whole point.
All right, next up, the two-phase detox plan. This is basically your body's assembly line for cleaning up. You see, to get this job done, our body doesn't do things randomly. No. It has a very organized two-phase detox plan. Just imagine a super efficient factory with a two-step assembly line built just for this purpose.
And here it is. This is basically the blueprint for that whole factory. Look, you can see the xenobiotic, the drug, coming in from the left. First, it goes through phase 1, gets changed a bit into something called a metabolite. Then it moves on to phase 2 to become a conjugated metabolite. And finally, boom, it's excreted. The whole point, the entire goal of this two-step process is just to make that drug more water-soluble so the body can finally say bye-bye to it.
Okay, so let's zoom in on that first step, phase I. These are called functionalization reactions. A better way to think about it is like a preparation stage. The body's enzymes are little workers. They come and attach a small chemical handle onto the drug molecule. Now, this handle doesn't always turn the drug off, but it's super important because it gets it ready for the next big step.
Right, so after phase 1, our drug molecule now has a handle. So what's next? Phase 2. These are conjugation reactions. You can think of this as the tagging stage. The body takes a big, water-loving molecule and attaches it right onto that handle, kind of like a big, soluble price tag. This makes the whole thing bulky and, most importantly, super easy to dissolve in water and get kicked out of the body.
So after all this chemical work, where do these modified drugs go? Well, there are two main exit routes. The smaller, more water-soluble stuff, often from phase 1, usually goes to the kidneys and leaves through our urine. But the bigger, tagged-up molecules from phase 2, those are often handled by the liver and bile, and they eventually leave the body through our feces.
All right, section 3. Meet the metabolic machinery. We're talking about the organs and enzymes that are doing all the heavy lifting. We've seen what happens and how it happens. But now the question is, where is this factory? And who are the workers inside doing all this amazing chemistry? Come on, let's find out.
So, which organ do you think is the superstar here? The main hub, the headquarters for this whole operation? Take a guess.
It is, of course, the liver. Just look at this diagram. All those pathways, all those enzyme names, it gives you a small idea of just how busy the liver is. It's the body's main chemical processing plant, the undisputed champion of drug metabolism. It has everything it needs to get the job done. And the order of importance is crystal clear. The liver is the champion, no doubt about it. After the liver, we have the lungs, kidneys, intestines, and even the placenta, adrenals, and skin chipping in. But honestly, any metabolism that happens outside the liver is considered pretty minor in comparison. The liver is the real hero. Okay, now for the workers inside these organ factories. They are enzymes, and they basically come in two main teams. First, you've got the microsomal enzymes. These guys are located in the endoplasmic reticulum of the cell, and they handle most of the big transformations, oxidation, reduction, you name it. Then you have the second team, the non-microsomal enzymes. They're found in the cytoplasm and mitochondria, and they tend to work on stuff that's already a bit water-soluble.
Okay, next section, surprising results of metabolism. And the subtitle is important. It's not always just inactivation. So, up till now, you might be thinking that the only point of all this is to switch a drug off, right? But this is where things get really, really interesting. The final result isn't always so simple. In fact, sometimes it can be quite surprising.
So, there are basically 4 major things that can happen. First, the most common one is pharmacological inactivation. Simple. The drug gets switched off. A good example is phenytoin. Second, you can have the creation of an equally active metabolite. The body changes the drug, but the new thing is just as active, like with phenobutazone. Third, and pay close attention to this one, is toxicological activation. This is where metabolism actually creates a toxic substance. A classic example is paracetamol. If you take too much, its metabolite can be really harmful to the liver. And finally, number 4, you can have pharmacological activation. This is where the body takes an inactive drug and switches it on.
Now, that last point is so important that it has a special name. A drug that you take in an inactive form and then your body's metabolism activates it, that's called a prodrug. Enalapril is a perfect example. You take enalapril, but it's your body that actually turns it into the active form, which is called enalaprilat. Very clever, isn't it? Okay, so just when you think you've understood the main rule, that metabolism always makes things more water-soluble, biology comes and throws a curveball at you. Look at this. For certain drugs called sulfonamides, their metabolized products are actually less water-soluble than the original drug. And this can cause a problem where crystals form in the urine, a condition called crystalluria. What a fascinating exception. Really shows you how complex our bodies can be.
Okay, next topic, why metabolism varies. Think about it. Why does the same medicine, same dose, affect you and your friend differently? It's because we all have different factory settings. Your personal metabolic machinery doesn't work in the exact same way as someone else's.
I mean, our ability to process drugs is affected by so many things. Your genetics play a huge role. So does your diet, your age, your overall health, even other medicines you might be taking at the same time. All of these factors come together to create a completely unique drug response for every single person. And that's exactly why the same medicine can work wonders for one person and not so well for another.
So there you have it, an absolutely incredible 2-phase chemical factory that's working non-stop right inside of you. It's a process of amazing precision and power. So the next time you take even a simple pill, maybe you'll think about the amazing chemical factory that's hard at work inside you.